There is this, this very kind of stereotypical sunshine, blondes, airheads, no culture. It's such a cliche and so boring. And it really just is someone who's not paying attention writes that stuff. It's a very complex place that has much more identity than most cities have. I guess my official title is executive editor of Tosh in America, but for about 30 years I was a freelance illustrator and designer. I'm always looking for, great photos or really great graphics, and that always serves as kind of the core of what I'm looking for. But then it spins off as I find out more about literature, the history of LA, and then I start focusing on those particular subjects. So what's mostly in here is LA ephemera, but then we've got a whole wall of bars and restaurants. There's some Hollywood stuff. Down here is crime and Sunset Boulevard. Over here we have nightclubs, and then it goes into some posters over there. It's a fluid collection. It's always growing. Every week after the flea market, there's always a stack of stuff that has to be, shot and databased. This is all the nightclub, LA nightclub oversize.
How many of these ashtrays did the establishment know you were taking?
Well, these are all old ones, so these are all flea market finds. But then the contemporary stuff is all over here. LA's always been underrated in terms of its arts community. Some of that has to be attributed to the fact that there wasn't really a core group of people, and the European tradition hadn't translated over quite as well as it did in New York. But I think there's always been a pretty great tradition here. Now LA is a world-class city because it has the infrastructure, it has the museums to back it up, and it has the collectors. It's a hard city to get a hold of. It's a tough nut to crack, and that's what I tell folks who move here, and they've been here for 6 months or so, and they're getting really frustrated and hate LA. And I said, look, this is not a city that's out at your front door. You go to New York, you walk out your door, and New York's there. The restaurants, the bars are all within walking distance. The city hits you in the face. In LA, you have 450 square miles to explore. And I've lived here my whole life, and I still haven't found all those little secrets of LA. Once you work LA and you find it, it's endless. And that's part of its identity, is the fact that it's hidden. And you really have to kind of extract that.